Okay, you're going to love this. It's a short, fun listening test. You can use this at work and you can use it at home. Now it's an old one, so some of you may know the answers. So here's the rules. If you know the answer, you're not to shout out. And the other rule is, I won't repeat myself, so please don't ask me to. You can't anyway on video. But don't turn the video back. So here we go. Here's the first question. Some months have 30 days, others have 31. How many months have 28 days? You're the driver of the number 10 bus from Leeds to Manchester. The bus departs Leeds with 10 passengers on. At the first stop, 3 passengers get on and 1 gets off. At the next stop, 4 get on and 2 get off. At the next stop, 7 get on and 3 get off. The bus then arrives at Manchester where all the passengers get off. How old is the bus driver? Draw a vertical line 6 inches long and write the first and last letter of your first name at each end. If you take 2 apples from 3, how many do you have? What colour eggs does a peacock lay? White or blue speckled? And that's the end of the quiz. Let's go through the answers. Now, a couple of those are really trick questions, and one was just to set you up. So, but 2 of them really make the point, and I just want to give some little lessons from this listening quiz for you. So, let's start with the 2 that are a bit trick questions, really. If you take 2 apples from 3, how many do you have? And the answer is 2. There were 3, you took 2. I didn't say how many do you have left. Well done if you got that one right. You'll kick yourself if you got this one wrong. What colour eggs does a peacock lay? And of course the answer is none. Peacocks don't lay eggs, it's the peahen who lays the eggs. Now let's start from the beginning with the first question. How many months have 28 days? I bet a lot of you got this one. And of course, all 12 months have 28 days. So more than all got 28 days. Now the 2 that matter. So, how old is the bus driver? Now if you're with a group, don't shout the answer out. I'm not going to tell you the answer to this, I'm going to repeat the question and the answer becomes obvious. You are the driver of the number 10 bus. Why did we miss that? Those who did. Some of you will have got it, of course. But why did we miss it? People often say because I was too busy counting the bus stops and the passengers and all of that kind of thing. But my challenge to that is actually, the first thing I said was, you are the bus driver. But there may be some truth in it, in that you actually heard it, but you forgot it by concentrating on other things. And that's part of what I want to look at in terms of listening skills. Or it may be you're still thinking about how many months have 28 days. But either way, this is my point on listening skills. We're either in listening mode or we're in problem solving mode. And while we're thinking about the last question or something like that, we're no longer in listening mode. There's some other little interesting lessons from this as well that I'll share with you shortly. But let's do the last question now. Draw a vertical line, not worried, it's that way as it happens, but I'm not worried about the line, or 6 inches. But at each end you should have the first and last letter of your first name. So I'm Syd, so I would have SD at one end and SD at the other end. It's not your initials. And if we did miss that, why? Partly because there's just so much detail. How many of you, as soon as I started asking that question, were thinking, my goodness, which is vertical and which is horizontal? Or how many were thinking, I don't do inches, I'm into metric? Or how many of you are thinking, I hate this game and I hate Syd Strike, it's a stupid game? Either way, whatever we were doing and whatever we were thinking, problem solving in our heads instead of listening, and we don't get it. So The interesting thing is we're either in problem solving mode or we're in listening mode. When people come to us and customers are giving us a bad time, how often are we thinking of our answer? Or how often are we feeling you're wrong, you can't say that? Instead of actually thinking, I don't care whether this is right or wrong, I'm going to listen. And all this links to active listening, which you can have a look at on our website if you want, and look at our listening skills video, the golden rule of listening. Have a watch of that. But all of this is there for you to have a look at, and look at it in your own courses and your own workplace. Active listening. But an interesting part of it, we're either in listening mode or problem solving mode. Try not to go into problem solving mode. Try to stay in listening mode first. And then when you've been in listening mode, repeat back what you heard. Now, as listeners as well, for some of us are learning and some of us are new to leadership or whatever our job is, if it's helping people. Even children might be watching this and we're having to learn at school. Never be afraid to ask. One thing I did wrong here, intentionally of course, I didn't allow you to ask questions. And we should be able to stop and say, could you repeat that? Can I be clear about what we mean by that? So this was a fun game, so that's why that didn't happen. So I hope that's helped you. Like I said, have a look at our video, The Golden Rule of Listening. It's fun and it's interesting and there's a lot of learning in it. And do explore active listening for yourself. So just some thoughts, just to summarise on all of this. When it comes to listening, don't be afraid to ask people to repeat. Stay in that listening mode, not the problem solving mode. And afterwards, repeat back what people have said. That will help you become a better listener. Good luck.